Okay, so in this case, we need to find the inverse matrix of Y5. So what is the formula for the inverse matrix? What is it? Adjoint. ADJ refer to adjoint of Y5 divided by determinant of Y5. It depends. If your matrix is Y5, so you need to find the determinant of Y5 lah. If your matrix is A matrix, so you need to find the determinant of A matrix. It depends on your equation. Okay, next. Do you still remember what is the techniques to find the adjoint?
Yes.
3T. This one? 2T. What is the first T for the 3T? Transpose. And then tutup. And then tanda. And then what is the pattern for tanda? Is starting with plus, then minus, plus, and so on. This one, and so on. Alternate lah kan? And then this plus, negative, so on. Since our question is 3 by 3, so what is the tanda region that we will focus, we will use is until here, is it? Because the question is 3 by 3, so the tanda we will use up to 3 by 3 dimensionally. Okay, so now it's time for us to solve the question. Firstly, we need to find the transpose. What is the Y5 transpose? Can anyone? I want you to write down the answer right now on your paper or on your gadget lah. So the objective of the class today, I will focus on the fundamental again, which is for the matrix and also for the Kirchhoff. Because after this, by next week, you will do modeling. I mean, you have a electrical circuit and then you need to convert to mathematics. So for the RLC circuit, you need to have Kirchhoff. So I will teach you how to do the fundamental. So that's the focus of the class today. So next week, we will start convert or modeling in state space. So what is it? 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, okay. Okay, so it means that the transpose will convert the row to column. This is the first row, this is second row, this is the third row. So it means that the first row will become the first column, second row become the second column, the third row become the third column. So in this case, the transpose of the Y5T is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay. Again. And then after that, since this is a 3 by 3, the most challenging is the second part, tutup. Yeah. The tutup. So the second is, this is transpose. Second is tutup, is a close. So we can say that we need to fill up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 error here. Okay. So now if we want to find what is the value here, we need to tutup 0 kan. So when we tutup 0, we need to consider the vertical and horizontal, is it? So when you tutup the vertical and horizontal, what is left is this thing, is it? So you need to put 0, -3, 1 and -4. Are you clear? Can you follow? Okay. So next, we want to fill up the second, the coordinate 1, 2. This is coordinate 1, 2 kan. So if you want to fill up this here, so you need to tutup the same position. When you tutup the same position, it will close vertically and horizontally. So then the value is 1, 0, -3 and -4. So you need to put 1, 0, -3 and -4. Okay? Can you help me to fill up all of this area? And then I will call anyone to write it down on the whiteboard. Okay? You can discuss with your friend. No problem. Yes.
We take from the transpose one, not from the origin.
No. Because this is the process. Firstly, you transpose. Then you need to, based on this answer.
Based on the transpose.
Yes, based on the transpose.
This is also will be positive, minus positive, and so on, right?
That's where will be the last, because we have 3 T's. Firstly is to transpose, and then you add the second stage tutup, and then finally we have the third T is tanda. Tanda is a sign. So fine, after we finish everything, then we apply the sign, positive, negative, positive, negative. Okay. Finish. You can solve it directly. So you get 3, -4 plus 4, 1 with positive 1. You already applied the tanda, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then you try to calculate the determinant. The determinant will be choose this one, 1, -0 will be -2, I think, or 2, something like that. -2, is it? Yeah. The determinant is -2.
Because always negative, then I
So the determinant is -2. So finally, you just do the operation and then you get the answer lah. Okay. Alright. So I proceed with the rest. It will be close the -2, then you get 1, 0, 0, 1. And then after that, you get 0, -2, 1, -4. And then after that, 0, -2, 0, -4. And then after that, 0, 0, 0, 1 0, -4 or 0, 1. 0, 1 kan? And then after that, 0, -2, 0, -3. And then 0, -2, 1, -3. I believe you And finally 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. Is it correct? So do you happy with the matrix with many 0? Yes. Easier If the matrix don't have any 0, it's quite difficult to solve it. Okay? So what you can do is, you just use this pattern. Remember the fish pattern It's not fish pattern, it's a bow tie. Okay? Starting point, this is start end point. start, end. So it means that the operation will be starting here and end here. What does it mean? The arrow is, remember this one. Let's say this is A, B, C, no, I just put A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. It's starting here from A, and then it go to D, is it? From A, it go to D, and then after that, it go to B, and then it go to C, and then it goes to A. Is it? So from A go to D, and then go to B, and go to C, and go to A. So this is the flow lah. You still what you need to remember, when it cross, it need multiply. When it cross, from A to D, it must be multiply. From B to C, it must be multiply. Okay? And then here will be minus, and here will be divide. So it will be A multiplied with D minus B multiplied with C, and then divide by A. Okay? Is it okay? Alright. So you just remember the bow tie pattern. This is start and end point. Wherever it cross, it will be multiply. The right will be minus, the left will be divide. So in this case, you need to solve this one. What is the value here? Is that? Oh, okay. Sorry. You no need to divide. Because the divide is for the Rouse width. Yeah, that's for the Rouse width. So if for the determinant, you don't need to divide. Okay? So in this case, you just need to A multiplied with D minus B multiplied with the C. Okay, for the Rouse width, yes, you need to divide by A. Ayo. Ah? Apa? No need, divide by A. Divide by A in Rouse width. Okay, for the determinant, for this part, you need to A multiplied with D minus B multiplied with the C. So in this case, what is the value here? 0 multiplied with negative 4 will become minus negative 3 multiplied with 1, 3. Okay, and here 1 multiplied negative 4 minus negative 3 multiplied with 0. So it will be negative 4. 1 multiplied with 1 minus 0 multiplied with 0, 1, is it? And here 1 multiplied negative 2, negative 2, sorry, 0 multiplied with negative 4. 0 multiplied negative 4, 0, minus negative 2 multiplied with 1, 2. So in this case, it can be 0 multiplied with 4 minus negative 3 multiplied with 1. So you get 3, something like that. Okay. So just follow this one. It becomes 0. It becomes 0. And then become 0. It become 2. Here become 0. Okay. And then finally, we already did tutup lah. So we already complete transpose, tutup, and finally we apply the tanda. So tanda pattern is positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and positive. And then what you need to do, you just need to apply the sign, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and positive. And finally, your adjoint answer is 3, negative 4, 1, negative 2, 0, 0, 0, negative 2, and 0. So this is your adjoint of Y5. Okay. So we just complete for the first part, adjoint lah. Any question before we proceed with the determinant of Y5? Ke dah siap lah? Complete. Dapat jawapan semua sekali? Tak dapat lagi? Complete. What is the final answer? Try to do the determinant. Do you know how to do it? The determinant Y5? Tutup and tanda. Okay. Dah buat lah?
Tak sure tapi dia tutup and tanda.
Nanti.
Dia tutup.
I remind you. So I will remind again how to do the. Any question regarding for the adjoint? Okay, clear? Senang kan sebenarnya. Kalau saya bagi 4x4 pun still boleh buat juga. However, you must have many zero lah. Kan, kalau everything have numbers, susah sikit lah. Can I proceed to determinant Y5? Okay. So this is our first answer. So now we go for the determinant of Y5. The determinant of Y5, you use 2t, which is firstly you need to tutup and finally tanda. Okay. However, to determine the determinant, before you proceed with tutup, you need to choose any row or column that you want. That easy. That have many zero. Kan? In order to calculate the determinant, before you proceed with tutup, you need to choose any row or column that you like. But I suggest you to choose any row or column that have many zero and with simple number. So in this case, which row that you want to use? First row. First or second lah. So we go to first lah. 0, 1, 0. So in this case, we agreed to choose this. So what you need to do, to calculate the determinant of Y5, the row value is 0, 1, 0. So you need to write down 0, give some space, put 1, give some space and put 0. Okay, and then after that, then we proceed with tutup. Since this first is 0, this one, you need to tutup this 0. So you need to tutup this 0. What is the number left? This thing, is it? 0, 1, negative 3 and negative 4. Okay? And then after that, this is the second number. Since this is 1, so we need to tutup this one. What is the left is, remaining is 0, 1, negative 2 and negative 4. And finally, 0, 0, negative 2 and negative 3 lah. Okay. And then finally, we need to apply the tanda. Since this is the first row, so you need to refer the tanda pattern and you need to refer the same row. The first row is positive, negative and positive. So in this case, you need to apply the tanda is positive, negative and positive. Okay. Any question before we proceed? Clear? Okay. Why?
Why can't we only choose like one row?
You can choose any.
But why do we choose it?
Why we choose it? Because that's how you solve it. Because in this case, I create my own method in order to solve it. Okay. I believe you will not find this method anywhere. Is it? Okay. The why we choose 0? Because this value will multiply with 0. This value will multiply with 0. Is it we need to calculate it? No need. So in this case, we just calculate any that have not multiplied with 0. So in this case, we have saved our time. We not need to calculate this one because this one multiplied with 0, you will get 0. This one multiplied with 0, you will get 0. Is it? But this one, you will get some value. 0 multiply negative 4, you get 0. Multiply with 1, minus with minus 2. Finally, you get positive 2. Positive 2, is it? Finally, you get negative 2. So the determinant.